Alright, hello, welcome back. My name is Morty, this is Mildly Gumpler, and today we are looking at the high-grade RX78 to Beyond Global Gundam. So this one here is one of the 40th anniversary editions. When did I upload that? Oh, it was a few months back. Now I uploaded the G40, which is the crazy, weird-ass redesign of the RX78. Super cool kit. Crazy fun articulation. This one here is a bit different. So this one here has a little, it's a bit more realistic to the machine itself, colors wise and aesthetic wise, but its articulation is almost as good from what I have been able to gather from reviews and things like that. So let's open the box. Obviously the super cool art on the front here. He just looks awesome. On the side you've got a few really cool looking things. Do I have autofocus on? I do. Cool. There we go. So you do have a few really cool looking poses and stuff going on this side here. Like this one here where it's kind of like jumping backwards and shooting. That's baller. So yeah, the articulation is meant to be great for all of these different angles and types of shots or poses, which should be quite a bit of fun. So the kit itself, being a high grade, is not overly complicated, but being one of these extra kits, or these newer kind of redesigned kits, and especially these 40-year anniversary ones, they're going a little bit further on them. So that's quite a cool piece of art. It looks like it's probably for Hathaway. Is that the new Gundam? 144 new Gundam? Sorry, I don't read Japanese. I think that's it looks like the new Gundam with the fin. Maybe that's part of the Hathaway release. Who knows? Who knows? Anyone know? Please leave a comment in the comments down below, translating that for me, or I might just give Google Translate a go. So it is a pamphlet rather than a book. So it is still much simpler than your standard master grade, but it's, let's not count that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runners worth of stuff. The last high grade I built was like 5 runners, I think. So this is quite a bit more complicated than, say, the Wyndham, which it should be. It is a high grade RX78 after all, and that extra articulation does require more pieces. So let's jump into the build. I'm looking forward to this one. Doesn't look like there's any polycaps, and I will see you on the other side. Alright, hello, welcome back, and that is the build of the RX78 Beyond Global Gundam. So the build is really straightforward. I was actually expecting it to be a little bit more difficult than it actually ended up being, so I'm really happy with it. It looks great. And even with my incredibly lazy method of cutting and very rarely filing or sanding any of the parts, it looks fantastic. There's hardly any nub marks. There's very, very few stress marks on the plastic. The plastic itself is incredibly premium stuff, so it cuts really easily without leaving a huge number of marks behind. Even on the coloured stuff, like on this blue stuff up on the chest there, the gates are placed in a way that leaves very few to basically no nub marks visible outside or on top of it. And the rest of the kit is really straightforward and easy to build. So I was quite a big fan of putting this together. It was a really nice way to wind down after a busy day at work today. And yeah, I'm really glad I got to do this. So I'm not going to go too much into the kit itself and its articulation and stuff like that. The articulation is good. Let's just put it at that. There's plenty of points of movement inside the elbows, inside the knees, the ankles, the shoulders, all that stuff. It all locks in really nicely. It's all put together really, really well, and it just moves really nicely. It holds itself perfectly in the position that you put it into, and it's quite sturdy. It's fantastic. Like, it's definitely not going anywhere. It's rock solid. The colors on it are fantastic, like the more muted kind of pastel faded color on the chest and in the torso here. I really appreciate those. Like, normally the real bright blues that you get with the RX78 units and the bright yellows and the bright reds, they're cool, but they're a bit much almost. I get it, it's cartoony, but it's meant to be real robot, right? Like, Gundam is meant to be real robot kind of stuff. So, like, you wouldn't have a unit that's out in the sun all day long, fighting in space, solar radiation. It wouldn't be bright red, yellow, and blue. Like, if anything, it would be this, even after just a couple of months worth of like being deployed. And after several years of deployment, it'd be basically white unless you repainted it. So yeah, it's a bit more realistic, I think, is probably what I'm trying to get to. And the color scheme is a bit more realistic because you don't have a war machine colored in bright colors. That was always my biggest gripe with the GM Sniper 2, is that it's sky blue. You don't have a sky blue sniper unit unless you're somehow putting it on a platform in the middle of the sky. Now, it does come with a couple of extra bits. So it comes with 2 different extra hands. Come on, there we go. So you've got a widespread open hand and a fist hand, which is good for holding good for holding a beam saber. And it comes with 2 beam sabers. So it's obviously got the ones on the back, very standard, very generic beam saber location for the RX78. And it comes with just a couple of nice little, simple little beam saber pieces for the kit itself. So pretty straightforward. These are fairly basic. These are 2013 release. I'm not quite sure which kit from though, unfortunately. But yeah, it's unlike the rest of the kit, it's a 2013 release runner. So, been around for a while. Everybody's got at least a few dozen of them if you've built more than a couple of kits. So, yeah, really enjoyed this kit. As a high grade, it comes in at a high tier. It doesn't do anything phenomenal. It doesn't blow my mind in any way, shape or form with its articulation or its mechanics or its design or anything like that. It's got to be something pretty special for an RX78 to gain itself a master tier, because there's just so many of them. Most of them are good. There's very few RX78s that are bad. It's unlikely Bandai will ever release an RX78 that's legitimately a bad build. But yeah, there's nothing outstanding about it that makes it really stand out to bring it up to that master tier level. It's a solid build. It was fun. It was easy. The end result looks great and holds together well. It doesn't fall apart. Even with a bit of a shake test, it's not really going to go anywhere, and it really easily reacquires the position that I had it in. So I'm quite happy with the overall end result. And if you were sitting on the fence about getting the RX78 Beyond Global, I would recommend grabbing it while it's still available. Who knows when they'll cut the run, especially since it is one of the 40th anniversary Gunpla kits. That could be going for another couple of years. They could decide to stop making them at the end of the year and turn them into a pseudo limited edition. So yeah, I would strongly recommend making sure that you pick one up and have it in your collection, because why not? More RX78s, who doesn't want that, right? Anyway, that is me rambling quite enough, I believe, on this kit. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you again next week. I hope that I find the time over the weekend to actually sit down and get to the Kyrios or the Torgis, like I said I would. But time will tell. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching once again. My name is Morty. This is Mildly Gunpla, and I'll see you next time.